Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Jonathan Hart writes in and just got a SP404 mk2, so congratulations, but I know you're writing in because the BPM settings for recording external content is driving you nuts. So let's get into it a little bit, and I'll see if I can help you out. But right now, what I have is got a pattern, pretty crappy pattern, but it's on the P6 and it's 162 BPM. Not a great pattern. Was just testing some stuff out and wasn't trying to make anything that sounded great. But let's say I want this pattern. It's 162 BPM on the SP404 mk2. A thing I might actually try and do is go Shift EXT Source, and by default, you can see it's coming up with I guess I got a focus problem here. Let's turn sideways. Anyway, you can see it says 72 BPM. It's fine. Let's go crank it up to 162 because we want this to match. And I'm going to show you what happens. We're going to go do that. We hit record. Well, we don't. We just exit it out. We hit record. I'm going to hit play. And we've gone through this enough. We don't need to play anymore. It says 72, which, gosh darn it, is not what I told the EXT source to be. Let's go back, and it says 72 again. What the heck is up with that? Well, the fun thing to know is if we go Shift and Pad 11, we can see project tempo is set to 76. And I go over to Bank B, and Bank B is currently set to 72. I am going to, let's go do this again. We're going to go set to, instead of being on project, we're going to Bank B. Let's go to 162. Let's exit out, Shift EXT source. Still says 72. Let's put it back to 162 again, though. Let's just try it. And we're going to go record. We're going to hit this pad. I'm going to play this terrible beat again. And we've got it. Now it says 162. Question is, where did it get it from? Did it get it from EXT source or did it get it from the bank? I believe it came from the bank, but just to do this test again, let's go drop this down to 144 and we'll exit out just so we have a different value. We're going to go record, pad 11. We're going to hit play. We'll stop the recording. And it says 162 again. So as far as I have seen in the past, it seems to use the bank tempo, but you really want to be careful with this because if you're going to go set the bank tempo to be what you need it to be in order for your sample, you might find that that bank tempo was being used for your patterns behind the scenes, and it will end up changing the speed that you were playing at. So I would probably advise using like the last bank, like J, for trying to like actually record these things in. So you just have a bank that you just decide not to put any patterns in, so you don't get into the problem where you're making adjustments that are changing those, and then just copy them or do an exchange or something and move them to where you want them to be and work with them from there, because yeah, otherwise it can cause you some headache and heartburn where all of a sudden you're like, I don't remember what tempo this was supposed to be for a pattern, and you're only just trying to do this for recording purposes. So yeah, I hope that helps you out. Thank you for the question. I know this has bothered people in the past. It's unfortunate that this is the way it works. I really wish it would actually use the EXT source value that's coming in, or there's a way to just tell it what to use. And similarly, I will tell you that I know you said that in your message you also are using Auto Detect. I would personally go into Shift Utility and System and go all the way down to BPM Auto Detect, and I would just turn it off. It's really only going to be helpful for you when you're loading samples from your SD card, and that's when it would operate. But if you actually name your BPM on your samples that you're importing, or that you're getting sample sound kits that have a BPM in the name, I would just go set it manually. It works accidentally 10% of the time. And I know in the past, like I don't know, around firmware 2 or 3, I do remember it randomly, if you ran the same sample to do auto detect 2 times in a row, sometimes it would come up with a different answer. I don't know what the heck is wrong with it, but it's not a great help and tends to frustrate me and I think other people. So I think as far as I know, people just keep auto detect off for now, and maybe in the future, Roland will make it actually work correctly or be much better, and it will give us great results. But for today, I just can't advertise or advocate for using it. So again, thanks for the question. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.